Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So I am happy that you are here today. We are asking, how does your crush see you? Now that could mean a lot of things. They might see you as a friend. They might see you as someone that they are very passionate about or that they really care for, or they may have a lot of emotions for you. Regardless, we are going to ask spirit what the details are of how your crush sees you. So we are going to start with the tarot, and then we're going to get into a couple of the oracle decks and end with some advice. So let's get into the pile selection today. For pile one, we are using this cornelian agate stone. And we have the Crow Tarot deck for you today. So again, the carnelian agate stone with the Crow Tarot deck. For pile two, we are using this red jasper heart. And for pile two, we will also be using the Pulp Tarot today. So again, the red jasper heart and the Pulp Tarot. For pile three, we have the mahogany obsidian stone. And we will be using the House of the Dragon tarot deck today, pile three. So again, the mahogany obsidian stone with the House of the Dragon. So I'm hoping that today's readings will be a little bit more on a speedier side of things. I usually take my time, but I want to kind of get in and really get down to the details. So without further ado, and feel free to press pause if you need more time in selecting your pile. I'm excited because we are asking about your crush. And, regardless of whatever messages come out, just remember that you are worthy. And no matter what, you are the best ever. Okay. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just really want to just preface that just because, who knows how this crush sees you. And I just want to make sure that we are feeling really good today when we receive our messages. So that being said, the timestamps are down below and I will meet you at your reading. Bye guys. Hello, pile one, and welcome to your reading. So if you chose the carnelian agate stone, and or if you chose the Crow Tarot deck, then this is your reading. And we're asking today, how does your crush see you? We're going to get as many details as we can if your crush sees you in a romantic way or just as friends or, in a good light, positive light versus a negative light. We're going to figure it out. So as we're connecting with the energy, thank you so much for being here today, pile one. And Spirit, thank you so much for being here for pile one today. We are asking, how does pile one's crush see them? Now we're gonna get some details. So we're getting 5 cards with some clarifiers, but Spirit, how does pile one's crush see pile one? What can we expect? So we have the World coming up in reverse. It's a major arcana card number 21, which is Leo energy. Unfinished business. How does your crush see pile one? We have 9 of, is this wands? I think this is wands. We'll clarify if we see a sword, but I'm pretty sure it's wands. So 9 of wands upright. We have the sun coming through the clouds. It's a very busy card. This deck has very busy images. I catch new things every time. All right, Spirit, what else? How does Helen's crush see them? 2 of swords coming up in reverse. So this is 9 of wands. Okay. feels like a decision has been made. King of Pentacles coming up in reverse. How does your crush see you? Wow, the Devil. Okay. Now, the Devil is our second major arcana. And the Devil is Capricorn energy in Saturn. Card number 15. I'm getting someone that's not wanting to commit. I do feel like this crush sees you. I'm wondering what the Devil energy is. So we are going to get clarifiers. But I feel like something, I'm not getting too many emotions, but again, that might change with clarifiers. So let's see. The World Spirit. So we have the Eight of Wands, action, forward movement. Something hasn't finished, and I feel like this crush is wanting to continue something or start something or wants to communicate. I feel like there's going to be some communication. So we have the Six of Swords coming in. And this is clarified by the Nine of Wands. Or this is clarifying the Nine of Wands. All right, now we have the Ten of Cups coming up in reverse. I almost feel like this crush is really hot and cold energy. Okay, now we have, what is this? The Four of Pentacles coming up in reverse. Under the King of Pentacles, okay? I'm feeling like your crush is not really valuing commitment or wanting something long lasting, especially with the Devil card energy coming up. I feel like this person might be, I'm wondering if it's lust, but Justice. And then we have the Three of Pentacles coming up in reverse. Okay, this feels like something was miscommunicated. We're gonna get there, but bottom of the deck energy is the Nine of Pentacles. Independent energy. We have the Lone Wolf coming up in this reading. We also have the Sun coming up twice. I feel Leo energy in this card. However, this is Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is Virgo. This is Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but specifically Virgo with the Nine of Pentacles. Let me see if you could see that. Okay. These cards are a little bit bigger, so let me push them up a little bit. So I will say, Pal One, your crush right now, I'm not getting too many emotional cups. The one emotional cup that we are getting is in reverse, 10 of Cups. But even if it was upright, just with the surrounding cards, it doesn't really feel as though this person is making a decision that is going to lead to a future, like a long-lasting future. This crush of yours is viewing you. I do feel like they keep their eye on you. They might have at one point really, it's like I feel the energy of this person it's not easy for you to walk away from them. Something about this energy with the World coming up in reverse. I feel like this might be a cycle that you might have been stuck in this energy with. Fast moving energy is feeling very sudden. I'm getting sudden energy, someone taking flight in your direction. However, the energy that I'm getting is this person is not really giving you the full capacity that they could give you when it comes to commitment. Something about long term versus short term. And I feel like with this Eight of Wands, I'm really getting short term energy. I feel like this was sudden and you're not getting any closure. This might be a crush that you've been dealing with for a while. Hot, cold energy, on and off, back and forth. Now, even with the Nine of Wands, this feels like there's been a lot of challenges. Wounded energy. If you are feeling very wounded when it comes to this person, when it comes to this crush, especially when there's hot and cold energy, that could be very unstable. That could make you feel very, especially if you are hyper focusing on this person, could cause a lot of challenges, especially you could get stuck in your mind. over this person. Maybe at one point you wanted to walk away or you tried walking away, but the energy keeps coming back around to you with the Six of Swords. It could also be that this person at one point walked away. There might have been ghosting involved. I feel like this is the type of person that purposely is hard to catch. And that could be where a lot of the challenges are. Even with this crow, with one of the wands in their beak and all the other wands, the energy of this person being hard to hold down. They're always 2 steps out the door, is the energy I'm getting. Now, with 2 of Swords coming up in reverse, immediately I got a decision was made. And with this being clarified with the 10 of Cups, the idea of it could have been an ending. This person could have ghosted you or vice versa, but I'm feeling more of the energy that this person is the hard to pin down type of energy. I really do feel like this, almost like game playing. If you're sensing this person is playing games, I don't think this person is looking at you long term. This crush might have already made that decision in their mind. I'm not saying that this is not going to be different. I don't know what type of person or crush this is to you. If this doesn't sound like your crush, this isn't your reading. But I do feel like in this energy, this crush is already made a decision that they don't want anything long term. King of Pentacles in reverse is someone that is inconsistent, someone that is not taking action at all. Pentacles is the slowest moving action out of the court cards in general. Coming in reverse, this person might be withholding an offer. They might not be taking action. They could have just recently ghosted you. Even with the 4 of Pentacles coming up to clarify, this person, I almost feel like they aren't valuing you in some way. They may have let you slip through their fingers. I also am getting a message for some of you that this person, your crush, could be dealing with financial difficulties. This could have to do with business. You could work with this person. We are getting a lot of earth signs. And again, earth is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What else are we getting? Justice is coming up with the devil. Now, the devil card is Capricorn. And like I said before, it's card number 15. And Capricorn energy is practical, wanting to make a, and I feel like with it being the devil, this person might be really stuck in some really, toxic habits, toxic ways. It could have to do with other people. No, it is being clarified by justice with the scales. Look at that. So justice card is card number 11, Libra. And that might be a confirmation that you might be seeing 11. And the reason I say that is I do feel like spirit is communicating with you somehow, with you understanding maybe the true nature of this person. Where did this come from? Now the Pentacles came out, I believe it was justice. Either way, it's over here in this energy. And I'm getting the sense that, again, this could have been a third party. 3 of Pentacles oftentimes reminds me of working as a team, working together. This, once again, could relate to something at work. But I am getting the energy for some of you that this crush is, like justice card is coming up. And it's hard to miss the devil. I really do feel the energy that this person or you are recognizing that this person might not be the right person for you right now. They might be dabbling in other areas. I'm getting a lot of sexual energy, a lot of lustful energy from this person, from this crush. They could be viewing you in a lustful way. But I do feel like their energy right now is very independent. We are getting 9 of Cups, 2 9s at the bottom of the deck energy. with the Ace of Wands, this feels again very passionate. Ace of Wands could be a new beginning, a new creative spark. We also have hope, the star coming up. You know, I'm getting more of the energy that this crush is not really coming from a committed emotional place. But let me just get a couple of clarifiers for the devil. Spirit, why is the devil energy over here? How does Palin's crush see Palin? The lovers. Ooh, this could be addictive energy, regardless of how they feel as far as commitment, especially if this person ghosted you or dropped, if this is a past person. But I think for those of you that have never even been in a connection with this person, you know, the lovers is coming up, could also be a decision needs to be made. Who's the devil here, Spirit? The Empress in reverse. Once again, I'm feeling the energy of someone not valuing the Empress. You know, the Empress could be very powerful, very confident, very sensual, compassionate, you know, beautiful energy. It's coming up in reverse. So this feels more like neediness. Also, the energy of just being addicted to other people. I'm sorry if this is not what you want to hear about your crush. If this is too hard for you to hear, or if this doesn't, like I said before, if this doesn't sound like your person, feel free to click off. I understand. But I feel like most of you, you know, might have some type of feeling or sense with your crush. Let's get some more details. Spirit, why is the devil here? Three of Swords in reverse. This person could be on a solo journey right now as well, figuring out their toxic habits. They could also be going through some financial issues. You know, the devil could represent them being very, very constricted when it comes to money. They could really be out in the dumps when it comes to, you know, they might have been evicted, for example, or in debt. Um, there might be bill collectors after them. It could be something like that. But I do sense, because we are asking, how does your crush see you? This is more of the energy of them making a decision whether or not they would want to be in a committed relationship. I feel like they are coming to the decision that it is a no. But I do feel like they're not ready to move on yet, though. Now, Seven of Cups in reverse is, I'm feeling like an excess of options. And we have the Page of Cups. Wow. Now, immediately, the energy that I'm getting is a fish in the sea, many fish in the sea, and then this crow caught one fish. That could represent you. You know, this person, your crush, might have those feelings, those excited feelings, but I feel like the feelings might be very fleeting, meaning that they might be very short lived when it comes to this person. You might have already experienced it, especially if this person came in very suddenly with the Eight of Wands and left just as suddenly, and you're wondering, you know, what happened. I feel like that might be the energy for some of you that came across or chose pile one. Regardless, this is a timeless reading, so regardless of whenever you view these messages, pile one. So let's see. Now, I wanted to use the Blossoms of Wisdom Oracle so that we could get an idea of how they might feel about you. What are their feelings? What are they? Magnolia, dignity, reflection, perseverance, inspiration, cornflower, magnolia. That might mean something for some of you. These colors, pink and blue, orange, narcissist, self-love, rebirth. Wow, getting the Nine of Pentacles energy again. Narcissist, for those of you that know the Greek mythology, Narcissus fell into his own reflection. He was obsessed with himself. The devil energy, you know, this might not be for everyone, but your crush might be kind of just focusing on their own situation. It could have to do with just messing around or dabbling in other with other parties. It might not be It might not be lust. It could be like business, but I do feel like narcissist, it is a signifier that this person is not really thinking outside themselves. Now, perseverance and inspiration are coming up. I do feel like something about you, though, is making them feel a little challenged. I feel like they are conflicted. We're getting a lot of cards that represent decision. I'm seeing the Two of Swords in reverse, kind of like the stuck energy is leaving, or you're moving past the stuck energy, or this person is. The decision that they may have made is that this is not the best future outcome, but I am getting a lot of perseverance, and the world is coming up in reverse. So this person might come around again. It is going to be up to you if you want to do this all over again. I don't see that this cycle is going to be different. So if you're already frustrated with this person, even if this person comes back in, whether it's communication or flirting of some kind, you will continue to be in whatever cycle that you currently are in. I do feel like dignity is a big clarifier that this might be your energy, that you are now realizing that you might want to, feel more dignified when it comes to this connection, when it comes to this crush, especially if this crush is really playing games. Now, Black Eyed Susan, I've never heard of this. Optimism, resilience. This could also be a card of resilience too. This could be your energy, you walking away from this crush or wondering if that should be your next step. So, this could be a message for you, but I also feel like Black Eyed Susan, Black Eyed Susan almost makes me feel, the idea of this being a black eye kind of looks like a beetle. A little bit of a sunflower vibe as well. Someone is blotting out the sun, which is why it's important to have some optimism. All right, let's get into the animal. I meant to do this before the blossoms of wisdom, but your animal messages from your animal spirit guides. Curious, like what animal comes out? How do they see you? How does your crush see you, Pale One? What animal best represents how Pale One's crush sees them? Let's get one card. Whoa, dude, unicorn. I'm not surprised. If they've been with excessive amount of options, this person seems to be someone that has been single, might be single for a while. With the devil coming out, it could start feeling excessive and a little bit on the addictive side. But I feel like when they are viewing you, when they think of you, you're the unicorn. Like you are you're special. And they might not know how to handle a unicorn. This person doesn't feel like they, especially with narcissists coming up, which I never received this, got this in a reading before on the channel. So for this to come up for the first time in this reading, Pawan, I do feel like this person is recognizing that you are someone not to ignore. I feel like that's why the world is coming up in reverse. Like this person can't stop. I wanted to say messing with you, poking the bear, poking the unicorn. So I don't feel like this person is going to leave. I almost feel like the decision is on you. It says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. This person might be very charming. This person might be someone that is hard to miss. You might have at one point thought this person was one of a kind. Let's see, what other animal message? Spirit guide. Could get spirit. Cardinal, wow. The red bird. This could be a sign for some of you. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. Wow. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. The main thing I hear, as there's beeping outside for confirmation, One, which is probably FedEx or Amazon. Sorry. I think they're done. Physical pleasures. I am getting that energy, that addictive, lustful energy with the devil coming up. Now, this could be you, this could be them. You and this person, this crush could be in a physical connection right now. How this crush sees you, it doesn't go beyond physical connection. I have to be honest with you, pal one. So please be careful, especially if you have feelings involved. They are looking at you in a very special way. Regardless, they aren't, they, they aren't, I feel like they have sunglasses on. Something is blocking their view of the sun. Or they are doing it to themselves. I don't think they are ready yet for a committed relationship. And the Page of Cups is a very small offer. Now we are getting what is this? Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. Someone could have their boundaries up. This could also be abandonment. This person, like I said before, could have ghosted you, flirted with you. You know, what is that called? Love bombing. Strength in reverse is coming up, and then we have Ten of Swords in reverse coming up. I do feel like this person caused you a lot of stress, caused you a lot of pain. You could have also had a lot of addictive energy when it came to this person. We have the Seagull, which is air, and Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy. Now is a time for deep emotional healing. I remember the Three of Swords coming up at one point. Is that it? This could be the Three of Wands, though. Yeah. I thought it was the three. No, Three of Pentacles, and I believe this might be the Three of Wands. I thought it was the Three of Swords. Regardless, though, it's that energy of not really moving forward in a really solid, consistent way, not really knowing what they want. Your crush doesn't really see you or knows what they want. So it might not have anything to do with you. Please don't take it personal. Okay. So, and all of a sudden, whoa, I had to pause. Let me drink some water. Cheers. I had to pause because all of a sudden my throat felt so constricted. I feel like with the Eight of Wands coming up, I'm getting the energy of some sort of miscommunication. I remember feeling that earlier. Someone could really be in their head or really blocking someone else. If this person is really not showing you that they are interested anymore, I would believe them. I would believe them. I'm sorry, especially if they made you feel special, like the unicorn. And maybe it might be, no, I'm not sure if this is for everyone. I don't want to dog this person or, assume that this person is a bad person. However, I am getting the energy that this person is just not focused in your direction right now. They have a lot of things they are juggling. It could be other people. I feel like the Seagull is more of your energy. This could be your opportunity to see if this is someone that you want to keep wasting, or thinking about wasting time on. All right, let's get into your advice as we close out your reading. I wanted to make this I'm trying to, not super slow with my talk. I could talk very fast too in real life. So I wanted to kind of speed things along, but I'm looking at the clock and honestly, we're still, averaging around the same time for the readings. It's just meant to be. It is what it is. I don't mind. I could do this forever. All right, so let's get some advice as we close out your reading, pile one. And I really do hope that this person is someone that you're not totally in love with or obsessed with. It does feel like a person that you're starting to realize might be bringing you more toxic energy than anything else. However, if you are also in that energy that you just want to have fun and be in a physical connection with someone, do you, boo? No one's judging, honestly, but just be careful. I would be safe when it comes to this person, especially if you're getting physical with this person. Please make sure you are always protected and all that good stuff. The point is, I do feel like this person might be dabbling in a lot of different situations. I'm just going to be honest, and I hate to keep, I hate to say that, especially, but I don't feel like the majority of you, I feel like the majority of you could handle these messages, which is why you're still here listening to the readings. All right. Star 17 coming out again. Clear limiting beliefs. Have hope. Whether it's with this person in the future, the current energy is not, this is not the person or the time, the right time. It could be both too. But I do feel like Spirit is coming in to say, like, have some faith. Don't assume everyone is like this, or every person you attract into your life is going to have that non-committal energy. However, it is, if that is something that you do want, if you do want commitment, don't deny, or don't be in denial about people either. Use discernment. If someone is not committed, even if they are not straight up with you, legit, like if they are just, saying something but doing their action, if their actions and their what they communicate to you is not matching up, I feel like that is what some of you might be dealing with. So if this person is flirting and making you feel a certain way, but their actions are saying something different, you might see them liking, I don't know. It could be anything, flirting with other people. It could be what their habits are on social media might turn you off, or you might think like, ew, why are they liking all these, people's pictures, or why are they commenting on people's pictures? Like, what are they doing? Like, it could be something like that. It could also just be something that you notice, like you might notice them, making eye contact with someone else, or, something like that. I feel like some of you are experiencing. So, you're wondering, well, how do they see me? And I feel like you already kind of know that this person is just in their physical, ways right now. I don't know how else to say it. All right. Slow down. This feels like Ace of Pentacles. I'm getting time. We have the hourglass, an hour, 1 day, 1 month, 1 week. That could be significant for some of you. I also am getting the sense of you, again, wanting that Spirit is showing me this big offer. And the offer that I'm thinking of is commitment. This is Pentacles. And if it's also kind of, like I said, it feels like Ace of Pentacles. It feels like a huge offer of commitment, stability. And, this is coming out in your advice. So I do feel like with hope coming up, the star and number 17 energy, clear limiting beliefs, slow down, don't control time. Time doesn't really exist. For some of you, you might be really focusing on that. I also am getting the energy of you just really recognizing maybe you've been in a cycle with non-emotional or unemotionally, what is it called? Emotionally unavailable people. You could also have been in that energy as well. This could represent, just what you're dealing with in as you might be single right now, and just like, what type of vibe am I getting with my new crush, or just the people that I'm kind of communicating with. So you might not be sensing someone being or wanting to be serious right now. And again, they might be dealing with their own stuff. Who knows what their reasoning is? But like I said, I feel like the majority of you are dealing with the person that is consciously, keeping their options open, knowing that they don't want to settle down right now. They're in that energy of just really not wanting to commit. Now, we're also getting card number 16, which could represent the Tower. Scorpio energy, release old patterns. This crush could be rocking your foundation, especially when it comes with dealing with people that are giving you hot, cold energy. Once you recognize that that is not acceptable, you will move on a lot faster. I'm telling you, here's the thing. If someone is really interested and really coming forward to you in a solid way, in a very worthy way toward you, because you are worth everything, pile one, remember that they are going to, be more consistent with communication. They might want to, make plans, making a plan to do something and actually following through on that plan. This person might, and again, this is a person that you should feel safe with, comfortable with, excited about, but also at peace. Feeling like friendship. So whoever this crush is, I'm not feeling friendship vibes. I feel like this person is just, it's very limited. There's not too much depth. So this could be stuff that Spirit is saying, patterns that you might have to release, or this person specifically that you might have to release. Again, if this is not what you want to hear, or this is tough love, I might be, kind of just saying all the messages and not really pausing to have a moment of compassion for you, pile one. But I think it's because the energy that I'm getting is that you might already know that this person, if you resonate with these messages, you are already understanding that this might have been a cycle. And you are now recognizing it. You might have been really rushing into this type of, wanting it to be something that it might not be. This person, this crush. Okay? Wow. Regardless, use discernment always. Whether it's this current person or people in the future, or even someone in your past that comes back around, when someone is into you, when someone really wants to offer you something solid, an Ace of Pentacles type of solid offer, you're not going to wonder. You're not going to question it. You're going to know. Okay? And if you do not know and you're left feeling yucky, or if you're left feeling unclear or uncomfortable or toxic energy in your mind with the devil coming up, then I would say might not be your person. Okay? All right, pile one. Sorry if this was tough love. I hope that you could handle these messages. I really do hope that you start focusing on yourself so you can attract that really beautiful, solid commitment if that is what you want. If that is not what you want, again, slow down, maybe recognize some of the things, your thoughts that you might have been stuck in, if that resonates. And I hope to see you again. Bye, guys. Hello, pile two. I am tapped in and I am ready for your reading. Welcome to your reading, pile two. If you chose this red jasper heart, it's a little bit of a mini. Or if you chose the Pulp tarot, then welcome. Now remember, this is a timeless reading and we are asking, how does your crush see you, pile two? I'm excited for this reading, but I'm also very aware that any messages could come through, positive, negative, depending on your perspective. I am not focusing on what type of connection it is today. Again, the question that we are tuning into, Wheel of Fortune, interesting, is how does this person on your mind, your crush, currently see you? How do they view you? All right. Let's go ahead and cut the deck. Pile two. Okay. Spirit, thank you so much for being here for pile two. So, pile two's mind, the person on pile two's mind, the crush on pile two's mind. How does this person view pile two, Spirit? How does this person view pile two? How does pile two's crush see pile two? All right. Well, Knight of Cups is coming up in reverse as our first card. How does your crush view you, pile two? Seven of Wands coming up in reverse. Two reversals right out the gate. These are little bendy cards, so bear with me. All right, we have the Five of Swords. I feel like there is some sort of conflict right now. Someone's blocking the energy. Your crush could be blocking their energy from you. Walls, I feel like boundaries are in place. This person is coming to a different perspective. They're looking at you in a different perspective. What perspective is that? We are going to get some clarifiers. And now we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. The energy that I'm getting for you, pile 2, your crush views you. They have you on their mind very significantly. I do feel like they are heavily thinking about you with the Nine of Swords coming up. But I do feel like they're gaining some sort of different viewpoint. Something happened. Now, there is no, I don't feel like there's any action, but let's go ahead and see if there is, we could get some clarifiers. How does this crush view pile 2? Sorry, what is the name of here? Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. Even though this person might be blocking their energy from you, they're not completely walking away. Why is this up? Oh, 2 are coming up. So the Five of Wands with the King of Wands. I'm not sure if this wants to be in reverse, so let's double check it. Okay, it keeps coming up sideways, so we're going to take it upright. But again, don't worry about reversals. We could do this whole reading without using reversals, and the same messages should come out. The Five of Wands came out with the King of Wands. A lot of fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Now we have the Five of Swords, and we have 2 5s. Goodness. There is something, I feel like there is a lot of tension, passion. There's a lot of fire energy in the air, even though you and this person might not be communicating. Why is the Five of Swords here? What happened, Spirit? Could you tell me? Okay. This fell on the ground. The Ace of Pentacles. Whoa. Conflict with some sort of offer. Okay, let's see. The Hanged Man. Why is the Hanged Man's here? The Hermit in reverse. This person might be really, and this could be your energy too, but I'm getting in more of the sense of this person really is heavily thinking about you, but they are feeling lost. They are not seeing the light in the darkness. And I feel like that's what they're trying to come through. I feel like they're trying to gain some clarity. Something is really stressing them out. We're going to get some clarifiers if we need to. Why is the Nine of Swords here? How do they view? 6 of Cups. Okay, you have history with this person. The Hermit wanted to be knocked over. Okay, that's interesting. You might have history with this person. This person is going through a lot of sweet memories when it comes to you. They view you in a very nice way, in a very sweet energy. There is history that they value. And I do feel like when they think of you, they are feeling wow. Look at that energy. Look at that poster in the background. It's giving the 4 of Swords energy too with this 9 of Swords. This person is reflecting about past memories with you. Take it as it resonates. I'm not sure what specific memories. Ooh, I should have got, well, now it's High Priestess because I did switch the energy. Judgment in reverse. Now, I wanted to get some clarifiers. I feel like there is, this person wants to figure something out when it comes to you. They are withholding their energy, but they're not completely walking away. I do feel like there's some sort of conflict. Now, it could be that they may think that there is competition when it comes to you. They view you as, it could be that energy actually with the King of Wands. They could look at you as someone that is very confident, someone that has a lot of admirers, that they might really feel like they need to set some boundaries, or they might be holding themselves back because they think that you know, the kind of like feeling of, okay, sorry, I'm all over the place because I'm getting a lot of messages, but the idea of someone not giving you compliments because they assume you already get so many compliments, that energy, I feel like is just the metaphor I'm coming up with. But like, you get a lot of suitors, so they might be withholding their energy because they assume that you're used to that type of energy. All right, what are they, what is this new perspective? What are they thinking when it comes to you? Okay, they're thinking about commitment, what they want from this connection when it comes to you. I do feel like they have some sweet feelings when it comes to you, but it might be like, what's the next step? What's the next stage? Whatever commitment looks like in this connection, whatever this connection is, this crush. What else are they thinking about? And again, that could also account for why the Ace of Pentacles is here with the Five of Swords. That could be the challenge. You know, if is this person hesitating? Is your crush hesitating to take it, to ask you out, for example, for those of you that aren't talking to this person? Or if this is your crush that you are currently in a connection with, you know, they may have conflict of offering you something more committed. What other things? But again, that doesn't mean that they don't care for you, because I do sense that they really do have sweet, sweet emotions for you. That Aerosmith song is coming. Ooh, and then I hear a motorcycle. Wow, that might resonate for some of you, or that might click. I feel like I use the word resonate too much, but I guess that makes sense for most channelers. Ten of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. They see a happy ending. They see a future with you. But for some reason, they're withholding any type of action. And I feel like it's because they're in their head about committed. They don't know, even though they see like the end goal with you, I feel like they don't know how to get there. And I feel like they're scared. I'm getting the energy. Now, I'm also getting earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that may or may not work for your crush. That could just be the energy. But, you know, Ten of Pentacles is a very beautiful, but it did come up with, you know, Page is a very slow baby offer, and it's not even being offered. However, the viewpoint, how they see you, is someone that they could have that type of long-term committed relationship with. Whether they're offering you that, I don't think they are. But they do view you in that way. That's how they see you. But doesn't mean that that's what their actions are right now, because again, I'm not seeing much action. I'm seeing, if anything, there's conflict when it comes to that. Now, since I'm already shuffling the energy, let's get another clarifier. What do I want to clarify? I feel like we know what's going on, but okay, let's just ask a question. Why are they not offering you commitment? What is blocking them? Why is their defenses up in an extreme way? What is going on with that, Spirit? What is this? Wow, Temperance in reverse. They might really have strong emotions for you. They might not know how to handle their emotions. You know, not everyone understands, especially if it's strong. There's so many major arcanas, I feel. Well, let's see. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. I feel like Hanged Man, Hierophant, the Hermit, and then now we have Temperance in reverse. Let's get one more. Why is Pile 2's crush withholding an offer? Why is the energy block, Spirit? Why do they have the walls up? The Emperor in reverse, they might not have confidence right now. They might not feel worthy for you. They might not feel like they're ready. I'm getting a lot of judgment. They don't know which way to go. The Judgment also, I feel like they may be really stuck in, it could be past energy. They might be healing from something. Give me 1 second. I might have to close the window. Oh, Moni. All right, guys. I'm hang on 1 second. Here's the pickle. Moon is looking out the window. My cat Moon, for those of you that are new here, one of my cats is named Mooney, and she loves watching and looking out the window. But I'm not sure if you could hear that noise, but someone's mowing their lawn. There's a lot of services that happen in my neighborhood on Saturday mornings. It is a Saturday morning. That being said, okay, where we left off is the Judgment card. Look at this hand coming out of a grave. Someone having a really hard time wondering if they're ready for a new beginning. This person, that might be why this person is withholding. Whoa, Ace of Swords coming up after that. They might be withholding some type of connection or action because they're trying to find some sort of clarity, and I don't feel like they're feeling confident. So, in case you're wondering, but how do they view you is, I feel like, very high esteem. I do feel that, you know, I do feel like they want to offer you something eventually. They just aren't feeling it right now for whatever reason. And it could just be, that they are dealing with something in the. Wow, now we got some dogs barking outside. Yeah, I just feel like this feels like beware, the beware of the dog sign too, like Judgment card. They may be really scared. All right, let's get into the blossoms of wisdom. And they might be very scared because of stuff they're healing from the past. They might have really been disappointed with some type of committed connection they may have already experienced, which could really feel like toxic energy, especially if they are easily jealous or if they think you have like 20 million suitors. They might be really feeling lack of confidence, especially if they're putting you on a pedestal that you are their, empress. But they may not be feeling like the emperor right now. All right, let's get what else, Spirit, that you could tell us of how this crush, sees pile 2. How do they feel? How do they see or view pile 2? Whoa, chrysanthemum. I've heard of that flower before, of course. I feel like it's a popular flower. Longevity, endurance. I do feel like there's history with this person with 6 of Cups. You could have had this crush for a while. Longevity, endurance. Yeah, I don't feel like this person is viewing you like they want to end it. And you are heavily undermined. I don't feel like that's going to change very soon. Okay, this one fell on the ground. Let's see what it is. Daisy, innocence, joy. They might really think of you as their Daisy. I love, a lot of people name their kids Daisy. Pets could be named Daisy. This is a very popular flower as well. It's a popular name because it's so sweet whenever you hear of a daisy. It's joyful, innocence. This person really views you as someone that is very, brings them happiness in some way, some really sweet memory, some really positive energy I'm feeling when they think of you. But it's also causing stress because of where they are, where their own journey is currently, which is not someone that wants to move forward or take action toward a committed connection. But that doesn't mean they don't view you in a very high way. You might be healing, like I said. All right, Clover. Wow, I noticed that before I shuffled that this was at the bottom of the deck, and it's coming out. luck, simplicity, clover. Four-leaf clover could mean something. I'm also noticing the green could represent heart chakra. This person could be really viewing you that they, in a lucky way, that you would be very lucky for them. Something about your energy is very light, very easy, very simple. And not to say it in like a bogus way. What I mean is like a very light, like sun energy almost. Now, bottom of the deck, vitality, radiance, yes. Calendula, yellow. You know, that energy of just lighting up the room. I really do feel like you bring that type of lighthearted energy. I'm excited to see what animal comes out for you. So we're asking, how does your person see you? Like, what's the animal energy? And I'm curious, like, how do they view you? Because in my mind, you are very special. Like, they really do hold you in a high regard. So that would be really funny if like some type of like bogus animal came out. But no animals are bogus. So let's just see and keep our trust that spirit will send us the right animals. So spirit, how does Pile 2's crush view Pile 2 right now? Wow. Oh my God. I knew it. Because here's the thing. The unicorn came out for Pile 1. And in my mind, as I was like talking, as I was shuffling this, I wanted to say they view you as a unicorn, but that would be weird because Pile 1 got the unicorn. But here is the unicorn coming out again. Thank you, Spirit. I need to take a moment sometimes with Spirit. All right, bottom of the deck, polar bear energy, white, very light, bright. I'm getting a radiant feeling, almost heavenly. Innocence came out, I believe. Yes, joyful. We also got the white daisy. Now, and with the yellow in the middle. So that feels like it feels connected. It says, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. This might be a signifier that this person views you as a good communicator. They could also be considering what they would say to you or communicate with you when they are ready to do so. But I do feel like for you, I do feel like they might have a little bit of obsessive energy, which is why this is coming up with no attachment to outcome. It could signify that this person is having a hard time letting go and resisting their thoughts when it comes to outcome, if that makes sense. Almost like they're obsessively thinking of what could go wrong, what could go right, and it's driving them into non-action and a lack of confidence. Now, they do view you as, okay, the other message is coming in for polar bear is cold. You know, polar bears live in icy atmospheres. So you could be blocking them too. You could be putting up a wall, or they might be viewing you as someone who is playing hard to get. And even if you're not playing hard to get, I don't think they're viewing you as playing hard to get, but you could be representing yourself as someone that is kind of blocking your energy, possibly. Maybe being cold in some way, but that might not resonate for all of you. The point is, I do also feel that with this competitive energy that they are sensing, I don't think they feel they could add up. Like they might feel like they are a Kiwi compared to other suitors in your energy field. I do feel like they do really find you very attractive, very sexy, is what I am trying to say. But that you might be giving that energy of, and again, you might be an introvert. You might not be. Like, I'm fire energy. I'm a Leo. So naturally, I do know how to communicate. In a party, I could socialize, but only if I'm feeling that energy. Some days, sometimes I don't want to communicate, or I feel awkward, or it doesn't feel, I feel like an introvert. I could do both. as a Leos could be both. But the point is, I'm feeling like your energy might be someone that's a little bit more introverted. You might also feel clammed up when you are talking about when you're thinking about your crush. So anyway, I got a lot of messages for the polar bear, but let's move on. The unicorn is very sweet energy, man. I mean, I can't talk enough about the unicorn. You are special. It says, indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. You could style yourself in a very creative way. I feel like you dress very like attractive for your crush. They really are viewing you as someone really gorgeous. Whether you're a man or a woman, I do feel like they are super. You're making them feel like they don't add up. And that has nothing to do with you. So please, pile two, don't let that make you dim your light because, again, you should shine bright no matter what. That's this person's problem if they're feeling a lack of confidence because they hold you in such high esteem. But yeah, I really do feel like this crush sees you in such a really beautiful light, beautiful energy. Okay. You could also wear monochromatic colors. I don't even know if that's a word, but just because we're getting a lot of white, like you could wear a lot of those light khaki colors as well. Whatever you dress like, this crush really likes it. They value it. Okay, let's get some advice, Spirit, for pile two. What can we end pile two with? Crown activation. Wow. We did. I feel like, did we get the High Priestess? I feel like we got it somewhere. Maybe it was the bottom of the deck. Wow. Tap into your sacral power. This feels, and now this is also card number 6, the Lovers energy coming up. There could be some passion between you and this person. You might really be feeling it. And then we also got the Crown activation, which is card number 11. And that could be Justice, Libra energy. But the Crown activation feels like a spiritual, it could also feel like you and this person has a spiritual connection. You could be very passionate with this person. This could be causing this person some fear and anxiety. Are you too good to be true, pile 2? What is advice for you, though? Maybe connecting with spirit. But I do feel like you are in like some sort of blissful, like the energy I'm getting from you, pile 2, is you're good. You're good. Like you feel good. You every day is like a blessing. I feel like your perspective is very lighthearted. So the way this crush sees you, I feel like the crush sees you in your power, in your divine. Okay. But what's advice for pile 2 though? Whoa. Move through your fear. Card number 41. This could be, this could be your energy too. You might be scared of this person. It could be reflective. If you put this person in a high esteem as well, maybe they are your unicorn as well. I don't know. The point is like move through your fear. This could be your fear that you're not good enough. When someone is withholding action, you assume they don't like you. I mean, I would. I mean, in most cases, that might be it. That probably is it. Don't get it twisted. But some cases, it could just be because that person is dealing with whatever blocks. It could be lack of confidence, lack of worth. So this could be a message for that person or you as well. Like that could be just like, this person might be going through some fears. Okay. But I also feel like it could be fears, whatever is coming up when this card came out, any fears that you're dealing with. When it comes to this crush, go through it, move through it, find that power because you are in your divine power, or at least this person views you to be in that divine power. It's very sexy. Sacral energy. This is sexuality, passion, sensuality, creativity. We're getting a lot of fire energy. So, the way this person views you, but I also feel like if you don't view yourself like this, that's what Spirit is saying. It's all about your mindset. You might be blocking yourself too. This could be why this person is a little confused. I'm just saying, okay? That might not work fit for everyone. The precious present moment. I love this. I've never gotten this card, and I always preach about being present, being in your current moment. This could be what you are achieving currently. You are in your power, and I feel like a lot of that is just appreciating your everyday, your every moment. It's the small things in life. Now, if you're not feeling that energy, Spirit is saying it's time for you to focus on that, because every moment is precious. All you have is now. Now is the only time you ever need. And I feel like that could be why your chakras are opening. You're feeling really in tune with yourself, tapped in, aligned with self. So you really might be shining. Okay, you could have gone through a glow up. And I do feel like this person sees it and they are really looking at you like, wow, you have it going on. So I hope this made sense. I hope this resonated. Let me know if it did. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Did you hear how I said that? Anyway, bye guys. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you chose the mahogany obsidian stone, or if you chose the House of the Dragon tarot deck, then this is your reading. And we're asking, this is hard to shuffle. We're asking Spirit, how does your crush see you today? Remember, this is a timeless reading. And again, we're going to focus on the details of like how they're actually viewing you. So be prepared for any messages that come through, even if it is, not what you want to hear. So I just want to make sure that you understand, that your crush may view you in a way that you're not expecting. Or not. Let's see. That was just my disclaimer. All right. So Pile 3, let's tune in. Alrighty. Ooh. So we're going to get 5 messages. King of Blades. Now, King of Blades is swords. So we have the King of Swords, King of Blades in reverse. Almost this person, how does this crush view you? Feels like they are a little unclear, actually, with the King of Blades coming up in reverse. Let's see. Spirit, how does Pile 3's crush view Pile 3? So we have the Hanged Man, our first major arcana, and this is card number 12, Pisces. Wow. Different perspective, kind of like almost with a defeat, with a letdown, comes a different perspective is one of the messages that's coming through. What else, Spirit? How does this person view you? All right, this fell on the ground sideways, so we're going to take it upright. And what is this? The Fool. Ooh, action. There may be a little bit of action coming your way. This person might feel like you're a risk. They view you as some sort of risk. The Fool is major arcana card number 0 with Aquarius. So 2 major arcana back to back. Hanged Man, I think I already said it. Pisces. All right, let's move on. We're going to get 2 more cards, Spirit. What else? How does this person... Wow, these cards are very heavy. Okay, we have a third major arcana coming out, Temperance. And so this is card number 14. Balancing some sort of emotion. Really, this person is viewing you like, I almost feel like they don't trust it. They're not trusting it right now. But I do feel like they are in deep reflection, because this is a little bit of a conflict. Hanged man usually represents like stuck energy, and then you got the Fool, which could really be taking a risk, movement. So I feel like this crush is very unclear with the King of Blades coming in. What is this? Two of Dragons. Ooh, in reverse. So this is the Two of Wands coming in reverse. Undecided. I feel like they're not sure how to communicate or what action to take. They might be really debating between, I do feel like they are viewing you. You're coming in as mysterious. Why is the King of Blades here? How does pile 3's crush view pile 3 right now? Oh my goodness. The Chariot in reverse. This is a lot of major arcana. I do feel like this person, your crush, views you in a very meaningful way. I feel like they think you're meaningful. They view you as someone important, someone divinely guided, I'm getting. However, they are unclear of what action to take. Now, this is the Chariot. This is card number 7, Cancer. I'm always reminded of my birthday because I'm a Leo, and my birthday is August 7th. So I always feel like Chariot, action. And I've always been challenged by action growing up, just having anxiety. Now, action is very clear for me now that I'm more in my spiritual path. So I feel like this person is trying to get more clarity with action, and they might be having a lot of challenges in that department when it comes to you, but they're viewing you in a very strong way. I'm curious how else. So we have the 7 of Dragons coming out. Wow. Now their boundaries are up. They're blocking themselves in some way, and that could just be why. Now, if this person, and by the way, this is 7 of Wands, okay? Now, if this person isn't taking any action, this is the debate. This is the challenge. They feel like it would be a risk for some reason, and we could get clarifiers on that. But why is the Fool here, Spirit? How does pile 3's crush view them? Wow. Queen of Swords, Queen of Blades. Look at this Queen of Blades. Dude. First of all, she's pregnant, I think. Is it a girl? Wait a minute. I do believe it's a female, but again, this could be it, and energy is energy. You could be male, you could be female, your person could be male or female. Take it as it fits. But the Queen of Blades energy is someone that is taking communication, someone that's strong. But look at how they're represented. Like this person, this woman is tired, pregnant. Look at how skinny her legs are, underfed. And I've never seen a Queen of Blades represented in that way, but someone that almost looks a little defeated. But then when you really look at this person, almost still giving warrior vibes. So this could be the energy. This person views you as someone that has that warrior vibe energy. You could be very, I don't know. I'm getting that you might not be communicating, or you are hard to read. Mooney just passed through, so if there's shaking, sorry. Let me still the camera. But, and Mooney just passed. Moon is my cat, and she is representation of moon energy coming through this pile. So that fear, that anxiety, and I feel like they are viewing you with such fear and anxiety. I do sense that they feel you are very strong. Why is the Temperance card here, Spirit? Why? How do they view you? The Hierophant. This is a lot of major arcana. Oh my goodness. I'm having a moment. Like, do I reshuffle? Is this insane? But I've used this deck plenty of times at this point. So this is, I feel, meant to be. The Hierophant is card number 5, Taurus energy. Time sensitive, we are still on the, well, we're actually on the cusp between Taurus and Gemini energy. But Hierophant feels like, I always say commitment, but I'm getting almost balancing things that are being done, how things are being done are being balanced. The energy of someone looking at things in a different way, getting a different angle. This is what this person is trying to temper. When it comes to action, I do feel like it has a lot to do with coming forward. But how do they view you? Page of Dragons coming up in reverse. They are viewing you. Now, there's a lot of fire energy, by the way. We have the 2 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, and now we have the Page of Wands coming up in reverse, represented by dragons. Dragon is fire energy. This is the House of the Dragon based on the television show on HBO, based on George R.R. Martin's books. But dragons are fire. And there is no ice, right? But for the Page of Dragons to come out in reverse, almost like the fire needs to be tempered in some way. That's why there is no forward movement, although this person does feel like they want to move forward. 3 of Tankards is 3 of Cups. Wow. Getting together, I don't know. Knight of Tankards. All right, this is the first sign of emotion. This whole reading, and I'm talking about the other piles too, haven't picked up a lot of emotions. Just really Spirit is giving me how this person views you. But with 3 of Tankards coming out, I'm getting emotion for the first time. I feel like this feels like very strong emotion. Whatever this connection is, now you are considering them to be your crush. Pile 3. But I feel like with all the major arcana coming out, this is a very strong crush involved. But as far as forward movement, I feel like there's a little bit of stuck energy. Now, I definitely want to get some clarifiers. I want to get... Now, King of Blades... Actually, I don't even think we went through it, really. Did we go through the card? I feel like we went through it. But King of Blades in reverse is King of Swords in reverse. What we mentioned earlier is the idea of this being a little confusing. This person views you. They're not sure. They're feeling unsure. And that could be because they're not sure that you will accept them or receive them, or they're not sure how you feel about them, something like that. Which is why they may not be coming forward. Could you give us a clarifier on that, Spirit? And even if we didn't go through the cards, we're going to go through them now with an additional clarifier. Wow, the Devil. This person might be really stuck in their mind about you. The Devil energy feels like a little toxic. I'm going to be honest. It feels like someone that is very deep in thought, very confused, hyper focusing. I'm getting the energy of with this person. They're viewing you like they're like a needle in a haystack, a fine-tooth comb, like very minute details. That's the energy I'm getting. They are looking at everything. They're very hyper focused right now. And they're coming up with, they're feeling unsure about it, which is why they're feeling a little stuck. Now we got the Hanged Man and the 7 of Dragons. They have their boundaries up. And again, it could be because of this energy, but I want to see if there's anything else that could tell us. How does your crush see you? How do they see you? Why is it here? More stuck energy. This is the 2 of Swords. They don't know what decision to make on something. There's this, they don't know which way to go when it comes to you. This could also represent hot, cold energy if you've been sensing that from this person. I'm getting more so that you and this person might not be communicating. but they're viewing you. But you know what? Keep in mind, they could also be viewing you like you don't know. They don't know if you like them. You could be a yes, you could be a no. You're a risk. So I'm wondering if they put you on, if they value, if they're putting you on some type of deep or big value. You know, Queen of Blades often has a bad reputation because she could be that feminine energy could be very cutthroat, very tough, very warrior, very confident, intelligent, precise, analytical, and gets the job done. This is very swift action. The queen could take some very swift communication action with the full energy coming up too. It's the energy of this person just feeling really as though whatever, and the way this character is like depicted, it could go either way for them. It would be a risk. They don't know what the outcome would be when it comes to you. That they're viewing you very mysterious. They are viewing you. They're almost scared of you. I'm going to be honest. They're almost scared of you. Okay, what's coming out? Seven of Blades. Wow. All right. I'm getting the energy. They may be feeling or viewing that you are keeping something from them. You might be hiding how you're feeling. That's more of the energy I'm getting. It could also be them hiding something from you. It could go both ways. But I feel like what is being hidden, what is not being revealed right now, is through action. And I think that's why there's stuck energy. What's not being revealed right now could have to do with emotions. Why is the Seven of Blades here? What's this energy, Spirit? And now we have the Eight of Blades coming up in reverse. More very hyper-focused, more stuck. A lot of swords energy. Now that could be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We are getting that. And, you know, if we're looking through the major arcana that is coming out, which was a lot, you know, the devil energy, it feels, I'm feeling like this person is very obsessing right now. And you could be doing it too, pile 3. Take it as it resonates. But now, why is it Temperance and the Hierophant? Balancing this connection in some way. How does this crush see you? They see you as someone that is very solid. I feel like they see you as someone that is very in their power, someone in control of their emotions, someone that really does not really wear their emotions on their sleeve, which might be why you're hard to read. They might be desperately searching for some answer or some information just so they could get more information on you. Like you're not easy to read. Now, Wheel of Fortune feels divine timing, destiny. This is card number 10. This is Jupiter energy. And we're Pisces energy as well. And honestly, with this energy, I'm feeling emotional. Even though Pisces is a water sign. It's very romantic, very sentimental energy coming through. So I do feel like they view you as someone that is very stable in their life, in their energy. It might scare them a little bit as this huge airplane is passing through. So, Two of Dragons, wow. Again, a little bit of indecision, which is why they might not be coming forward. How does their crush see you? Or it might be them viewing you as someone that's not taking action. Like I said, I think I said this earlier, or that was just a feeling. I mean, I have mentioned it, but the energy of them feeling like they have doubts of how you might reciprocate. Nine of Blades. Wow. Stuck energy, being excessively in their mind. And then we have the Nine of Tankards. Feeling a little bit unhappy about it. Whatever is currently going on with your crush, this crush, they're viewing you as someone that you're not happy with them, but I also feel like they're not happy. I'm getting more of the energy of they're not happy with whatever is currently happening with you and them. Okay? Wow. This is interesting. I feel like this person and you have very strong emotions. Now, we're not talking about emotions today for this topic. It's more so of how your crush sees you, views you. But I will tell you this, very strong energy, very emotionally sparked, driven. A lot of wands, a lot of heat as well. I'm feeling sacral energy. Now, again, it could be a little bit because we're using the House of the Dragon deck. So there is going to be that strong energy of fire. But regardless of that, I do feel like you and this person are having some sort of addictive energy with each other. Okay, so let's see. Let's do the flowers. I want to get into how they really feel. Maybe we could get some details, but also, again, like, how does your crush see you? What emotions come up? What flowers come up? Let's see, Spirit. How does pile three's crush see pile three? Okay, we're getting two. Narcissists and Poppy. I want to, you know what? I'm going to put it back just because I feel like that felt stuck. It felt stuck. I'm getting stuck energy. Let me shift the energy real quick. Actually, let me cut the deck. Because I just wasn't feeling those cards. I hope you don't mind. Pile three, just trust. Trust that the right cards are going to come out, the right messages always. Okay. Spirit, what flowers, blossom of wisdom, what do we need to see, pile three? How does this crush view pile three, Spirit? How does pile three's crush view them? What is the best? Come out. Let's get one more. Okay. Now I feel good about that. Bluebell, New Horizons, humility. This person also is, I'm getting the sense that they are really not really crushing on anyone else. I am getting they're solely looking in your direction. There is no one else on their mind, and they're getting a little bit sexually frustrated over it. Now honeysuckle, wow, I'm getting a lot of fire energy. Honeysuckle, okay, I'm going to keep it PG. Sweetness, nostalgia. This feels like this. Okay, this person has very passionate fantasies over you. I am feeling like, I'm getting the messages of oral, the messages of foreplay. And if you have not been physical with this person that's one of the things that they are in their mind about. It's very strong fire energy. Okay. Honeysuckle, nostalgia. I feel like some of you might have some history with this person. If you're in a current connection with your crush, dang, I feel like you guys have really good intimacy, sexual intimacy. But I do feel like you have some really good emotional intimacy, though your communication, I feel like, is a little off. That, I think, is what the challenge is in this connection or this crush. What else? We have anemone. Sorry if this is not correctly pronounced. That's what we're going with. Rejuvenation, transformation. This feels spiritual, to be honest. Feels like an ace, too, to me. A new start. Something is being transformed. I feel like how they view you is someone that is fresh. They would want a fresh start with you, I think, too. Especially if they're in their head about not knowing which way to go, what path to go based on It could be based on a lot of stuff, but I do feel like one of the things it's based on is just them feeling overwhelmed with their emotions, their passions. It's intense. You might be feeling it too. Elderflower, guidance, connection. Wow. This could be someone, this crush there could be, again, I'm feeling depth. I'm also getting a little bit more spiritual. This feels also like something I would see in a wedding. So take that as it fits. I don't know. I'm getting some of you might be married to this person. And if that's the case, wow. You might be going through a rough spot. Either way, this person is obsessed with you. Like legit. Like really lusting after you as well. I'm getting. Okay. I'm excited. Let's see. What's your animal? How do they view you? We're gonna look at the messages from your animal spirit guides. How does pile three's crush see? Pile three, what animal message needs to come out? We might get more than one. My intention was one, but the other piles got, I believe, at least two along with bottom of the deck. So that is now what we're going for. But let's start with one and see. All right, spirit. Ooh, what? Chameleon. Play in the playground and adapt to the situation rather than being conspicuous and attempting to direct the course of events. That's why they might feel like you're so mysterious with chameleon energy that you could really like fit in with any crowd. They might really respect that and put you in such high esteem. You might be a really good person that could really easily socialize or keep your distance and be mysterious depending on the mood, depending on the scene. But okay, let's really get into it though. Spirit, what animal needs to come out? How does pile three's crush see pile three officially? Ooh, spiritual. Ooh, this came out again. This might resonate. A red bird might be a signifier with that honk in the background. City's alive today. It's the weekend when I'm filming. So let's see what it says. The polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance. So do whatever is necessary to bring them back into equilibrium. I feel like your person views you as someone they feel such strong, passionate, physical energy with. But I also feel like the balance is that you and this person has a spiritual. I feel like it's very well rounded, this connection, because I'm getting emotional connection, I'm getting physical, and I am getting spiritual. So that being said, maybe that's what needs to happen. Balance. This person feels a little imbalanced when they think of you because it's overwhelming, especially if all of their chakras are opening at the same time and getting fired up over you. It could feel really scary. And they might be really obsessing. They might be really in their addictions too, just trying to kind of balance their mind, to balance the energies. Now with the humpback whale, what's at the bottom? Goose. I love geese. Oh, two birds. Air energy again. Wow, I'm getting a lot of Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy. Weighing the options of you. And whatever that means, it could be just moving forward with you, communicating with you. I feel like there's a lack of communication right now. So I'm sensing that it's more in the communication department. Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. That could be the current energy of your person. They're viewing you as someone that could also be taking a step back. And that could be very, mirroring as well. Depending on where you're at. We're going to get into your advice in a moment. But yeah, this person is deep in their head. And I do feel like they want some sort of change. Wow. Now this also feels very spiritual. I had so many vivid. I had I said it on this channel already, so I'm not going to repeat it. But I had this huge, memorable dream about whales, and it was a very spiritual dream. I know my spirit guides were talking to me. Music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. This could be very literal, but I'm getting the energy of vibrational as in frequency, spiritual frequency. And that could be musical. If things are aligned, it could feel very aligned, very musical in that way. For those of you that understand, I'm getting crown chakra with this, connecting to spirit, but also I feel like your person views you as someone that they are connecting with in that deep way. They could also be You could also cross their mind. They could be listening to music, daydreaming about you, night dreaming about you, fantasizing, hyper focusing, being in that energy, which is why they're not moving forward. But wow, the way they see you is insane, major. Okay, if there was any question about that. But you know what, pile three, I feel like you already know that. But this could just be confirmation. This person holds you in a way that is like they almost don't want to get burned. They feel like you are shining so bright for them. Your fire is so loud and clear. And even though I feel like they know it's you, it could be self-sabotage, guys. It could be self-sabotage. How does your crush see you? I feel like they see you in such a dreamy way. They're in their head, man. And they're in their heart. They're in their deep, deep heart. They're trying to get balance, okay? Wow. Let's get some advice, Spirit, for pile three with this energy, with their crush, how their crush sees them. What can we tell pile three? I don't think I've ever gotten this. Wow. Emotional turmoil. Ground from the root. This could be mirroring energy. Pile three. Trust the call. I do feel like spirit is coming in very strong to say, trust the intuitive hits. If you are in a separation or taking a moment or time off from this person, spirit is saying, trust your intuition when it comes to taking your own action. Make sure it's aligned. Never wait around for those of you that might be in a separation, but I think for most of you, this is a crush that you feel a deep connection to. And it's mutual. It feels mutual, but if it's not mutual, it's on you because they feel so strong about you. It's insane. Now, I also feel like advice for you, which is why I feel like it might be mutual, is let your ship set sail. 43. This feels like turmoil. This feels like unsure, unclear, and unstable waters. This person could really not be making you feel safe right now. And it could just be because they don't feel safe. Again, this could be mirroring. You both might be really scared because this could really feel like it's rocking your whole world. Wheel of Fortune could also feel like divinely guided. So this is a big, strong soul connection. This person views you in that way, by the way. If you didn't know that, it's mutual. Because if you already know this is a spiritually divinely guided connection, then just to let you know, this person gets it. They view you in that way too. But that could also be where the inaction is. I feel like they're feeling overwhelmed by it. They're processing it. And man, their mind, they're not woke. They're very unconscious. So, okay, let's get back to your advice. Ground from the root. I feel like this is spirit telling you to ground your own energy. I feel like you are more conscious than your crush, but I do feel like you are being told to calm down, especially because, again, if this is confirmation for knowing that this is a deep connection that you and your crush are experiencing together, that doesn't mean for you to rile yourself up over this messages that are that are coming today from this reading is my point. Ground yourself, because when you're able to ground yourself, if this person is mirroring you, then maybe the energy is so strong that this person will also be able to ground themselves, because I feel like that's the only way the ship is going to move forward in this connection. But wow, it's very deep. This person views you. I believe they know, they get it. They may not understand it though. That could be where the complications for them is brewing. So give them time. But again, like I said, I would never have you wait, and if this doesn't sound like your person, if you don't feel like there's depth in this connection with this crush, if you feel like it's one-sided, or if you're just like not understanding this energy, this is not your reading. But again, this is the end of the reading, so if you made it this far, I'm sure you connected with the messages. That being said, let me know in the comments if you did, and I hope this helped or gave you some insights in some way. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope I see you next time. Bye, guys.